What is going on, everyone? It's GeneralTarheel bringing you the PMU-D League Season 2 Week 4 battle versus Coach Steven and the Hartford Wailmers. As for Week 4, we are rocking that 3-0 record, trying to stay undefeated, as we are facing, in my opinion, the scariest draft of them all. So basically, the PMU is really dumb with a lot of tiering, and for example, they made Volcanion Tier 2. And Steven here has Volcanion, but not just that. Let me go over his entire team with that. Lando-I was Sheer Force, Volcanion, Decidueye, Porygon 2, Hitmonchan, Electivire, Mega Absol, Garchomp, Jirachi, Armaldo, and Piloswine. So, I mean, there's some that don't threaten you at all, but then you hear the names Garchomp, Volcanion, Lando-I with Sheer Force, and Jirachi, and you're just like, whoa, shit. And then you even got Mega Absol, which hits hard, and then Porygon 2 is one of the nicest tanks in the history because of Eviolite. So this was definitely a pain prepping for. Things I noticed was that Charizard X did decent after a D-Dance, but he has so many counters to it, I opted against it. Sucker Punch Mega Absol, possible Choice Scarf, or no, for sure, like a Choice Scarf Garchomp or Lando-I. And then, was it, he had, there was another thing. Oh no, maybe not, maybe I'm just crazy. Alright, well I thought there was more counters to it than, just the Sucker Punch Absol. Oh wait, no, Porygon 2 ate something and got off a T-Wave. That was another thing, because Porygon 2 is so fat. But, anyways, I went with, the team you see on the screen of Jolteon, Florges, Lucario, Skarmory, Jellicent, and Crook, and it went pretty well in my opinion. To start off, let's go from the beginning. We have Jolteon running the Quick Feet ability, so the Porygon 2 cannot trace my Volt Absorb. I'm holding the Life Orb with Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, Toxic, and Volt Switch. And he has pretty slow Pokemon, so I just had enough speed to Timid. Enough speed to outspeed Mega Absol. I really hate base 50 speed tiers because if this was base 100, Jolteon outsped and modest against Mega Absol. Because basically at base 1 or at level 100, if you have a base 15 higher stat, you can go not timid or jolly and still outspeed a max speed of the lower speed tier. But no, Jolteon underspeeds Mega Absol by 1 when it comes to level 50s if it tries to go modest. So I had to go timid with 140 investment, and I threw the rest in HP with max special attack. I had to run Life Orb just to get a for sure one shot with Hidden Power Ice on the Lando-I and Garchomp, unless of course if they were bulky, then they'd live. But I mean, if they were the pure offensive, then HP Ice would pick up the kill. Next up, we have the Florges. I had a just about max defense Florges with some speed, Wish, Protect, Moonblast, and Light Screen. With the Light Clay, this is just in case I could take on or set up a light screen to annoy special attackers such as the Lando-I and the Volcanion, which were definitely going to be a problem. Next up is the main part of the team build, which is kind of rotated around, was Lucario. We are holding the Groundinium Z with the Justified ability. We have Agility, Close Combat, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. We are an Adamant set with just enough speed to outspeed Scarf Garchomp, I believe, after +2. Basically, this swept his entire team. I mean, if he had Jirachi and Volcanion, I had to weaken one or the other, because +2 EQ doesn't knock out Volcanion if he's the HP set, which he probably would be. And then I need the +2 Tectonic Rage in order to knock out Jirachi. So. And as for Skarmory, I was running a Spadef set with some defense, Spikes, Stealth Rock, Roost, Brave Bird, Brave Bird damage just to get off on anything really. And then I wanted to hazard stack him because I mean he doesn't really have hazard removal. I mean it's Armaldo, and then he's got Magic Bounce, Mega Absol, so that's basically it. And you know the Mega Absol would probably have like Fire Blast in order to take on the Skarm and stuff like that. So that's why I had the Brave Bird, because Mega Absol is pretty frail, so I could just Brave Bird that when it comes in on the hazards and go ahead and get it weakened. And then next up we have the Jellicent. The Jellicent was a max Bedef set, basically, with a little speed. Toxic, Recover, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball. With the Colbur Berry, this just allowed me to take on Mega Absol, possible knockoff Landy, and get Ice Beam off on Lando-I or Garchomp and just one-shot it. Shadow Ball give me a lot of damage versus Jirachi. And Toxic just allows me to get it on the Porygon, because he decided to come in and try to trace my Water Absorb and stuff like that. He basically stops both the Jellicent stab, so I want to make sure I can get a Toxic off on that thing. And then lastly, we have a Scarf Crocodile, basically max attack Adamant. This did so much work versus his team. Basically, it was going to be doing a great job of weakening his team. Knock off Earthquake, Pursuit, Aqua Tail. This just allowed me to basically weaken up the team, get the knockoff on the Porygon 2 to get rid of its Eviolite. Just small things like that. He had no real knockoff switch-ins when I was looking at it, so that was a good bring for Crocodile. But as we started off the battle, I was happy to see no Volcanion mainly, and then we saw Electivire instead. Basically, I predicted this team, but Volcanion switched out with Electivire, so. But since he did not have Volcanion, I realized, okay, Lucario just wins as soon as I get a little bit more chip on the Porygon. So, because even a +2 close combat doesn't even kill that stupid Porygon. I could have went Life Orb, but Life Orb didn't allow me to get certain kills on other things, so I definitely want to rock that Ground Z instead of Life Orb. As we start off the battle, I just wanted to lead Jolteon, because it threatens out his ground types, being both 4 times weak to HP Ice. And if he's Scarf, then I go and know that if he leads that not speed, then kills Jolteon. So I was just leading Jolteon for that, and I get a free Volt Switch off, because once again, if he goes into a ground, it's whatever. And if he's most likely on Porygon 2, thinking, hey, I can just trace his Volt Absorb. So as we lead Jolteon, he leads the Mega Absol, wanting me to get off that Mega so Skarmory can't just spam hazards all game. And he goes right to the Porygon 2, so this goes right as planned. We Volt Switch right here as he traces our Quick Feet, and we get the necessary chip for a +2 close combat to kill Porygon 2. Just like that, we already have it. And basically, I'm just going to go hard into Lucario. This thing can't really do anything to me, and he's probably going to switch, so it's a free agility. I mean, he could have T-waved here, but I just went straight for it. As he switches out and goes into his Lando, being his best fighting switch-in, which was another thing that Lucario just did amazing. So as we get up this agility, it's basically just looking amazing at this point. Like, there's nothing else to say. He does a good job here scouting for Ice Punch, which is like, okay, but he's just stopping the inevitable at this point. As we click Ice Punch, Jirachi does show to be a HP split F set, which is kind of predicted. Gets a little leftovers, but he 1,000,000% dies to this Tectonic Rage. As we go for it, was not ready for it. And Lucario is just gonna plow this freaking Jirachi into the ground. Shooting Star going directly to the core of the earth. And at this point, Lucario basically wins. I mean, you'll see one thing that happens, but Lucario just wins. Like textbook. I have the game already. Which is actually pretty amazing, because I've never actually had a game like this before. He goes Electivire here. I really was doubting if he was Shaka. I didn't want to click close combat. I wanted to keep my defenses up. Even though I do resist a Sucker Punch from Mega Ab, I'd rather click close combat as less as I need to, so I just click DQ. Electivire goes down. Not a Sash set or anything, so that's good. So basically I was just risking at this point. In comes the Garchomp. We're just going to click Ice Punch. We're going to get, hopefully, the kill in our favor. And he lives on 1. But we freeze him. In my opinion, that was not hacked, because the roll was a 85% kill roll. So in my opinion, this Garchomp should have just died. Like, it's, well no, it was like 88, it was 88, not 85. Still, I decided not to take Rough Skin and just go for Earthquake. Take out this Garchomp. So, I mean, it was unfortunate for him, but to be honest, he did not prep for this. He did not respect Lucario at all. He mainly was just worried about the Charizard X, which he did mention, and he had a pretty fast and rush prep, so that was kind of unfortunate on his part. But he had no defense in Porygon 2, so this was not a roll. Porygon goes down for sure. And now Lucario's just got to take out the Absol and Lando-I. As he goes into the Lando-I here, we're just going to click Ice Punch again, and this thing definitely doesn't go down. Or sorry, definitely goes down. Garchomp's got more bulk than a Lando. If he was the Intimidate Lando-T, that'd be different, but... And then lastly, he goes into Mega App. Doesn't even click Sucker Punch here for a crit or anything like that. He just Mega Evolves and accepts defeat as I go for the close combat. And that's the end of the battle. This was the first time I've ever gotten that fast of a win. I'm not dissing Steven at all because he was actually doing amazing so far. I think he was 2-1 at this time. As you can see, this little past recording. And he just had a very solid team and everything. I know at this point he made where I am now. He switched out the Lando-I and everything, but the fact was I didn't see one move that entire battle, and it lasted 10 turns. I don't think I'll ever have a battle like that again. That was a sweet sweep by Lucario. That was pretty awesome. Because you hardly see sweeps like that with Lucario. Like, normally you have to weaken a team, but Lucario legitimately just one-shot everything. Like, its matchup was so nice. That's like 1 in a million right there. But, so that'd be it for, week 3, right? No, week 4. Or is this week 3? No, this is week 4. This is week 4. That was my bad. So week 4, we are 4-0, rocking a plus 18 differential, which is very nice. And next week, you'll see my, or soon, I don't know if I'll wait a week, you'll see my replay versus Coach Hendo and the Motor City Meganiums as we try to make that 5-0. But that'll be it from me. Make sure to check out my APA Wi-Fi week 1. And sub, like, share, deuces.